Hey guys, we just wanted to get in touch with you. We hope you're having a good winter break. We wanted to film a quick video to kind of go over the new bookstore situation and the new voucher policies and processes. So, as you may know, the Stadium Bookstore is moving to Campus Corner and it is no longer the official OU bookstore. There is a new online OU bookstore. Most of you have already gotten the email that said you have a voucher valid, blah, blah, blah. So we wanted to give you the full details so that you're able to use that voucher appropriately in January for the spring semester. The scholarship coverage for your vouchers will still be the same, so things that were eligible are still eligible and things that are not eligible are still not eligible. So coverage is the same, just the processes and the voucher system is working a little bit differently. So UWC scholars with book vouchers, you will now have 2 vouchers. We're going to go over each voucher. One is for textbooks and required course materials that will be used on the online OU bookstore associated with that email that you received. And then the other voucher will be like the old system that's loaded on your ID card, and that will be valid at the new physical bookstore, the Campus Corner store, as we're going to start calling it from now on. And that one will be used for stationery and school supplies. So we're just going to go over each voucher, how it works, what the processes are, what our expectations are, and then we'll talk about all the other book stuff as well. Tony, do you want to talk about the new online OU bookstore voucher?
Yeah. So the first one I'm going to cover is the OU bookstore book voucher, which is the one email that you receive from us or Academos. So that is the email that you need to keep, as we mentioned to you previously, because there is a book voucher code that you will use for your purchasing. So for the OU bookstore book voucher, which is the electronic bookstore, you have $1,000 to purchase your textbook. These are required textbooks and required materials for your class. If for some reason you go over that $1,000, you can email us, either our direct email or you can email uwcschools@ou.edu to let us know how much more funds that you need to purchase the remaining items, so we can request funds to be added to your account. So again, this money or the book voucher code is only valid for textbooks, required textbooks for your classes. If for some reason some of you decide to drop the course after the first week due to any reasons or factors, you will need to return the textbook to the bookstore. They should not charge you for returning the textbook to them as long as you drop the course before the the deadline for the ed drop. So, the other thing, just to kind of help you as well, because we know this is a new system, we want to make sure that it is smooth for all of you. We have decided to extend the book voucher for a few more weeks. So as far as I know, the book voucher should valid starting January, and then it should expire by Saturday, the February the 9th. So you have a few weeks to purchase your required textbooks or material. Again, it's the same thing as, even though it's done online, but we still require you to forward the the receipt to us. You can forward it directly to uwcschools@ou.edu to ease the process. Anything to add, Ben?
I think the only thing to add is that so it is for, like Tony said, required textbooks and course materials, so it has to be listed under your course. That's how the voucher system and the online bookstore recognizes that you're eligible, to purchase those items. So like in the old system, when you would pull up your full course list and then would have all your choices, if you had choices for textbooks required for a course. So it has to be listed under there. If there's something that is required, it's mentioned on your syllabus, but you can't find it in the online bookstore, please email us and email your professor. The nice part about this system is that the professors have much easier access and can add in things, and we have a lot of backup plans on how to get stuff covered for you. And yes, we will require you to forward those email receipts for us. It's really nice. You don't have to bring those receipts in person anymore. But just be aware that we are getting invoices for those things as well. So we will be, as we've done in the past couple of semesters, monitoring those purchases for eligibility. And you know, the $1,000 again, that's like credit. You don't need to spend all of it if you don't have course materials that go up to that amount. So because we pay off your book voucher, your book purchases, your required course material purchases to the penny. So it's like a credit account. So I think that's it. And we wanted to give you a little of an extension because you are getting those items shipped directly to you at your your address. So whether that's Traditions or Cross or the residential colleges, they're getting shipped right to you, so you don't have to lug them across campus from the bookstore, which is nice. And so we wanted to make sure we gave you enough time to get your items and get them shipped to you, so you had them ready to go for class.
So just one thing to also kind of mention as well, we will send you a screenshot of the different procedures of getting your books through the OU bookstore online versions. But if I remember correctly, on the payment page, there are a few options. Please make sure you do not use your credit card, do not use your Sooner Cents. You are only allowed to use your book voucher code that is emailed to you to your OU email address. If you have any questions, you can always email us to get clarifications.
Absolutely.
So, Vian, do you want to talk about the other book voucher code?
Yeah, the stationary voucher. That's kind of what we've shifted to calling it. Just because this voucher is only valid for those stationary items, those school supplies that were covered in addition to the required course materials and textbooks. So, you know, your pens, notebooks, paper, if you need a planner, a calculator, this is the voucher to use for your calculator. Again, it has to be required for your course. You can't just go out and buy a graphing calculator if you want it, but Post-its, highlighters, that kind of stuff. The technology items are still not eligible. If there is something that is required for like a computer programming course or something, flash drive, something like that, you need to email us again. But this is primarily a stationary book voucher. It works just like the old system. So you will have your sticker if you still have it. You don't have to have it. You'll have your ID card. You will take it to the new campus corner store. And you will gather up your stationary items and school supplies, green books, blue books, Scantrons, whatever, and you'll present your card just like normal. You do have a credit limit on this as well. It is smaller, right? So it's just for your school supplies. It's a credit limit of, everybody has $100 worth of credit limit for each semester. If you need to purchase a calculator because, you know, yours got fried or you're in a class and all of a sudden you need a calculator and it goes above that credit limit of $100 for your stationary voucher, email us. That's how we'll handle that. You will be declined at the register if you exceed that amount or if you have ineligible items in your basket. So it works just like it did before. It's just you can't buy textbooks and required materials with this voucher. It's only for stationery. And you still will need to bring your original receipts to the UWC Scholars office. We haven't set the receipt deadline quite yet, but it'll be a couple weeks after when those vouchers will expire, and they will expire January 26th. So they expire a little bit sooner than the online bookstore voucher does. So be aware that if you need to go get school supplies and stationary items, that you need to do that in those first couple of weeks of classes. So hopefully this will, be handy for you guys, and there won't, it'll be just kind of like the old system. You just buy your school supplies with that. And I think the other thing to talk about is reimbursement guidelines, check request guidelines for things that are not available in any of these places, or you can't purchase, using your voucher. Those are still the same. Those policies and processes are still the same. So if you have a special circumstance where you have a required material that you're unable to purchase through, your other vouchers, then that process is still the same. For intercession, it will still be the same. You will have to fill out a form and let us know what the price point will be. So send us a screenshot of, whatever material you're going to be using, as well as your syllabi. That will be again through the online bookstore voucher, and we'll activate those towards the end of the semester, whether it's this fall or spring semester for students that are enrolled in an intersession class. I'm trying to think. I think that's pretty much it that I've got on the stationery voucher and reimbursement guidelines. Is there anything else we need to cover?
I think that's all.
Okay, good. So we are going to post this video and send it out. Like Tony said, we'll include screenshots of the process to use the online voucher code. We'll also attach the new kind of voucher processes and guidelines, policies, those sorts of things. Please read over those. It helps a lot to prevent issues down the line. And as always, you can always email us any questions about anything. So,
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.